Easy break it to you guys. No trades for today. Let's go through over why. So coming into the 4 hour, I was just looking at general market structure. What do we have? They had this 4 hour candle over here coming in, right? If you marked out discount premium, you'll see it sits right on the premium line for shorts, right? On top of that, we had the sell side liquidity on the 4 hour that we swept coming in around, what is this, London to Asian on July 25th. So this is about last trading week. Okay. Then I scale down lower, look for internal structure. We had highs right here, which was our buy side liquidity, and our sell side liquidity, which was, well, around this area as well. So what was my intentions coming into the market? I saw up, down, we draw it into what? This fair value gap over here. How can we know it's a credible fair value gap? Draw out the high line, fair value gap. I mean, you can do both if you really didn't trust it. This is current data though, but this was what we had at the moment, right? Yeah, it's this gap. So we know it's credible for fair value gap. Within there, what do we have? This low, okay. So what do I want to see happen? We push into this 4 hour fair value gap. We could possibly draw into this fair value gap plus the sweep. We didn't get a sweep. I didn't really take advantage on top of that, even though we tapped into these two zones. If you scale into the 1 minute here, I'm looking for what? I'm looking for a break of structure, fair value gap, and a IFVG. So it should be an IFVG before the fair value gap, but you get what I'm saying. So come in here, right? We got a break of structure. We do create this IFVG off of this candle, and we do create this fair value gap. But why did I not want to take the trade? Because there's nothing really to target here. It's all low resistance liquidity. Plus, I wanted us to target the other fair value gap, this one right here, rather than this close by one. Because if we look at what's discounts or premium, our discounted fair value gap would be this guy right here. And price didn't tap it. So I'm like, okay, worthless trade. Then comes here, I'm like, okay, potential shorts to come down to sweep this guy. Alright, cool. So what am I waiting for? Breaking a structure, we do get that. No IFVG, we do create IFVG, no fair value gap. Reweight again. Okay, I'm really wanting us to sweep here, also not take a trade. We don't sweep it, we just pump down. But even here, we wouldn't take a trade, right? Because we would get a break of structure. There's IFVG. Here's a time for value gap. We do catch this for value gap. But once again, we didn't sweep either one. We just tapped into these for value gap areas. And while it could be a possible trade, what would be our targets for this setup? TP1 and TP2. And you can see that's exactly where the trade lined up. So there were multiple steps for the day, but I really didn't feel confident in them. Mainly, partially the reason because, like, I mean, you could look over here, right? We actually could have taken a trade. I'm not gonna lie, right? What do we create? Break a structure. We had a miniature IFVG over here that gets disrespected off of this candle. Break structure. And what do we create in return from that? This for value gap. And what does price do this entire time while this is going on? We are reacting to what seems to be what's it called? This bearish 4 hour fair value gap. So while it would have been risky, I'm just gonna have it say it here now and then. I think we're better off even without it. I mean, this was the profit for value gap. I mean, everything here was pretty executable, but we didn't take it, unfortunately. And it's not really that bad, but still, yeah. Right, well, 2RR would be somewhere around our stop loss being here. So, that's something. And why was I being more careful? Because I thought price was going to tap higher. Why? Because I saw we had this low here, we could possibly sweep it and pump a little bit higher and then pump lower. But still, in the end of the day, a reasonable stop loss would be this at 11RR. I would probably risk around 500 just because of my stop loss. Right? When you're taking a trade, you aren't going to stay consistent with your risk unless you have a consistent trade. If I'm targeting 2RR every time, it should look like this. Let's say there's a trade I see and I know it won't be 2RR, it'll be 1RR. I'm not going to put in 1 grand because what is my original plan? Always risk 500. So I would get what in return. It's not about how much I can make in return and follow that. It's how much I'm risking. Right? It's always risk, not how much you can get in return. So like in this scenario, 1.37, I'll risk 500, right? Why? Because it's about 1 hour, so I'll be around $500 loss. And then down here, what I'd be risking? I mean, will I come out as profit? Well, it wouldn't be a 1 hour, so it wouldn't be 500, but it'll be a little over, so maybe 700, 600, around there. We're almost at 1.5, so I'll say probably 500, 600 around there, that line. But this is exactly how it should be, right? You calculate your risk based off of the red box, not the green. green. A green is how much you can return. Cool. That's nice, but sometimes you can't hit it. Anyways, like I said though, why did I not take the trade? I thought we were gonna actually tap into the liquidity before reacting, which is weird because on top of understanding that, rule of thumb for like when it comes to training for your setup, what you want to see is something more like your confluence is getting hit when you're in the zone. So like here I'm like, okay, we could possibly sweep this. I want to sweep it. No, we don't sweep it. Okay, what happens? Bam, we create an IVG. We break structure. We create this for value gap. Bam, entry. What can I target? This low and this low possibly. What happens? We hit that low. Trade done. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say next time I just have to be more aware of what zone we're in, what area, and see if we get set up within there or if we're gonna tap into the liquidity lines. But that's it for today. I'm not gonna take any other trades otherwise.